Hokage's office. It was a day just like any other for the fifth Hokage, Tsunade Senju. She was currently doing paperwork, the bane of her existence, and at the same time indulging herself with a bottle of sake. After the war things slowed down in the ninja world, the villages have formed a permanent alliances with each other, so the threat of another war is non-existent. Another good thing about this whole peace thing is less paperwork, considerably less. It's been a good 2 years for the fifth. The only thing missing is her ball of sunshine, her local knucklehead, Naruto. It's been 2 years already. You better come back soon, or I will beat the shit out of you, thought Tsunade. She was unaware of a figure climbing her tower. She is in for a nasty surprise. Couple of minutes before, Naruto was walking towards the Hokage tower. The people were looking at him and were wondering who this person was and why was he so familiar. The people who did recognize him bowed their heads in respect and gave him a happy smile. Naruto responded with a small smile and with a slight bow of his head. Well, this is new. People are genuinely happy to see me even after 2 years. And what's with the girls? They are acting weird, thought Naruto. You could see groups of girls talking to each other and occasionally taking a glance towards Naruto and giggling. Naruto just gave them a small smile and continued his trek towards the tower. He was taking his time, enjoying in the scenery, taking in the sights of Konoha. It has been too long. I miss this place. Glad to see Konoha recovered from Nagato's destruction, thought Naruto, who was smiling the entire time. Minutes later, he could see the tower in his sight. A wave of nostalgia hit him. All the memories he experienced in that tower came rushing back. The time he spent with Gigi, Grandma, Shizune, Erosenin. Those were some of the best moments of his life. Yep, I definitely missed this place, thought Naruto. I wonder what Bakon is doing. Probably drinking or sleeping. Lazy old hag, smiled Naruto. An idea formed in his head and a grin spread across his face. Why use the front door when I can see use a play from Erosenin's book, schemed a grinning Naruto. He used his camouflage jutsu taught by Erosenin and started climbing the tower. He reached the window and saw Tsunade actually working. Now this is a pleasant surprise. Grandma is actually working, thought a surprised Naruto. She narrowed his gaze and saw a bottle of sake on the desk. No wonder she's working. She's probably drunk and isn't aware of what she's doing, thought Naruto. Time to give her a heart attack and get my ass kicked. He took a deep breath. Bakon, yelled Naruto. The effect was instantaneous. Tsunade spat all of her sake across the room, knocked over her table with all of her paperwork, now lying on the floor and messed up. Her personal ANBU responded quickly and apparet in the room and were surprised with the scene. They could barely contain their laughter. You could hear a couple of snickers coming from their mouth, but they quickly stopped when they saw an angry Tsunade. The leader made the best choice of his career and ordered his squad to return to their hiding spots. I took me all morning to file this paper. I'm going to kill the man who did this, raged Tsunade in her mind. She turned around and was speechless. Minato, thought Tsunade. Tsunade, you are drunk again. Seeing ghosts, and it's not even 2 o'clock yet, thought a mildly drunk and confused Tsunade. Naruto was laughing hysterically on the windowsill. He was laughing and there were a few tears in his eyes. Too bad he didn't have a camera with him. That would make a perfect picture. Tsunade recovered and saw a laughing blonde with whiskers sitting on her window. That damn brat, scaring me and then laughing at me. I'll show him, she smirked, thinking how she will get even with him. She walked towards him and picked him up his collar and grinned evilly. Naruto stopped laughing and opened his eyes to come face to face with the murderous gaze of Tsunade. Crap, here comes the pain. He prepared himself for the pain that was coming. Tsunade gathered all of her strength and flung him across the room where he impacted with the door and the wall behind it. The entire tower shook because of the impact. Chunin's assistants were running amok, trying to catch the falling items and try to salvage what they could. Naruto was desperately trying to remain conscious, but it was proving to be quite a difficult task. He eventually managed to recover from the atomic bomb he just received. Damn, she still packs quite a punch, thought Naruto, who was holding his head trying to clear his dizziness. Tsunade was tapping her foot in irritation and waited for Naruto to pick himself up. Is that how you greet someone after you haven't seen them for 2 years? Yelled an angry Tsunade. I swear, you are even worse than that old pervert. Naruto just smiled in response and scratched his head and walked towards her. Hey, somebody has got to keep you in shape. Otherwise your old ass will get rusty and dusty, said a grinning Naruto. Tsunade moved towards him till they were only a couple of inches away from each other. She was glaring at him for a couple of moments, but relented soon afterwards. She hugged him tightly, like a mother would. Naruto hugged her back. He heard her whisper, "Welcome back, Gaki. It's good to be back. I missed you all," responded Naruto in a quiet manner. They stayed like that for a couple of seconds and then they separated and smiled to each other. Tsunade went back to her chair and picked up her desk and called for Shizune. Naruto sat down in front of her and waited for the questions that were coming. So, where were you? Your messenger toad wasn't very forthcoming with information. He only said you were training and nothing else, questioned Tsunade. I was completing my sage training with the toads. There was still a lot of things I had to learn. That took me about half a year. After that, I focused on mastering my elements and I studied sealing. I must say seals are very interesting. No wonder my father and mother enjoyed studying them, responded Naruto with a faraway look, thinking about his parents. Tsunade smiled at him, thinking how much he looked and acted like them. He definitely was their son. Minato Kushina, you would be proud of the man he became, smiled Tsunade. At that time, Shizune came in through the hole where the door once was. She saw the mess in the room and sighed deeply. I'm too old for this, thought a tired Shizune. She saw Tsunade talking with a person with a red cloak with black flames in the bottom. The figure turned around when he heard footsteps. Shizune's heart started beating happily. Her brother came back. A tear escaped her eyes and she smiled happily. Naruto saw her and stooped up and went to her to give her a hug. Hello, Shizune-nekin. I missed you, said Naruto. Shizune just hugged him tighter. They separated a couple of moments later. Shizune went to stand next to Tsunade, who was smiling at their interaction. I'm sure you both have a lot of questions, so fire away, said Naruto, who made himself comfortable in his chair. They spent the next hour just chatting away, asking questions, and basically catching up the lost time. Meanwhile, a certain blonde was skipping happily down the main street of Konoha. She had a huge smile on her face. People were looking at her funnily, thinking she's crazy or something. Ino paid them no mind. She was happy. Her friend came back. She had a lovely lunch with a handsome man, and she is free from work today. She spotted someone walking down the street. It was one of her oldest friends and teammates. Shikamaru, Temari, yelled Ino. Woman, sighed Shikamaru. Temari elbowed him in the ribs. Shikamaru grumbled something about girlfriends and their heavy punches. Hey Ino, how you've been? You certainly look happy. What happened? Responded Temari with a small smile. Shikamaru just gave her a small wave and a smile. Ino and Temari formed a nice friendship when Temari moved to Konoha. When Shikamaru asked her to move in with her after 2 years of relationship, they spent a lot of afternoons together just chatting and gossiping. Well, Ino was doing the gossiping. Why wouldn't I be happy? I just had one of the best mornings of my life, said a smiling Ino. Shikamaru raised an eyebrow, his mind already working full speed. It was unusual seeing Ino so happy. Sure, she was always loud and smiled, but not like this. This was different, very different. Oh, do tell, said an intrigued Temari. She was genuinely interested. Whatever she did, must have been great seeing she wore that big smile on her face. I just spent lunch with our local sage, winked Ino. Temari made a confused face. Shikamaru smirked. He already connected all the pieces of the puzzle. There is only one sage that could make Ino smile like that. Troublesome. I'm guessing the idiot is finally back, huh? Said Shikamaru lazily, and with a small smile that showed he was happy to have his friend back. Ino nodded vigorously, her smile never leaving her face. Temari realized who they were talking about after Shikamaru's idiot remark. There is only one idiot and a sage in this village, Naruto. Naruto's finally back. He has a lot of explaining to do. Gaara and Kankuro will want to hear of this, said Temari. Well, I will leave that up to you. I'm actually of planning a gathering of the rookies to celebrate Naruto's return. Would you two come? Questioned Ino, who was still smiling. Man, her face must be hurting from all that stretching, thought the narrator. Of course, we would love to come. It's been a while since we've seen that baka. Right, Shikamaru? Said Temari, who gave Shikamaru a stern look, saying he will definitely have to go. Troublesome, was Shikamaru's defeated answer. Great. Let's meet up at 8 in the Akimichi barbecue shop. I will notify the others. I will also stop by Naruto's place to tell him about the meeting and persuade him to join us, said a smirking Ino. Troublesome blondes, said Shikamaru. You certainly want to spend a lot of time with Naruto. He just came back and you are already planning the wedding, said a laughing Temari. Ino slightly blushed after that remark and Shikamaru noticed it and smirked. Naruto, you certainly work fast, thought Shikamaru. Shut up. It's nothing like that. He is just a friend. Sure, he's handsome and everything and has gorgeous blue eyes and those whiskers. Marks give him this feral look. But that doesn't mean I like him or anything, said Ino, who didn't even realize that she started daydreaming about Naruto. The couple just smirked and laughed a bit. Sure, Ino, whatever you say, said a giggling Temari. Ino glared at the couple and muttered something about annoying couples who think they know everything. After that, they separated and promised to meet up in the evening. Ino started walking towards Chuji's house to make a reservation and then she would notify the others. Later on, Naruto was finished being interrogated by Tsunade and Shizune and said his goodbyes to the two, saying that he is tired and wants to go to sleep. They nodded in understanding. They knew he must have been exhausted after all that training and questioning, not to mention from that super punch from Tsunade. Naruto used the rooftops to get to his apartment faster and to avoid any interruptions. He was there in a couple of minutes. He opened the door and was surprised. He expected his room to be all dusty and messy, but instead it was all clean and shiny, and it smelled of flowers. I wonder who took care of my apartment, thought a confused Naruto. He noticed a picture on his nightstand. It was the picture of the old Team 7, the picture which he broke before the war, but someone fixed it. Someone must really care about me, thought Naruto. He shrugged and put that thought of his mind for now. It wasn't important at the moment. What he needed right now was a long, hot shower. With his mind made up, he strolled towards his bathroom. He turned on the shower and waited for the right temperature so that it wasn't too cold or too hot. Satisfied, he took off his clothes and stepped in the shower. He could feel his body relaxing. All the tension and stress just washed away. I needed this, thought a relaxed Naruto. In the street in front of Naruto's apartment, Ino was currently walking towards Naruto's apartment. She told her friends about the gathering to celebrate Naruto's return. They were all thrilled to hear of Naruto's return and couldn't wait to see him after such a long time. With her mission finished, all she needed to do right now was to tell the star of the show of their little gathering. He is probably still with Tsunade. I'll just leave him a message and hopefully that idiot will notice it, thought Ino. She climbed the stairs of Naruto's apartment building and walked towards his apartment. She took her spare key, which was given to her by Tsunade, so that she could take care of his apartment during his absence. She inserted the key and turned it. There was a click, which signified that the door was now unlocked. She entered, but she was not alone. At the same time, another person stepped out of the apartment, wearing nothing but a small towel over his lower region. Ino blushed like never before. There before her stood a god among men, with a body that everyone would kill for. All those muscles, that perfect tan, that sweat, drooled Ino. Naruto was faring a bit better that Ino. He was startled at first when he saw her walk into his apartment. Thank God for this towel, or this would certainly be a very awkward situation, thought a relieved Naruto. He saw that she was checking him up, and that there was actually a bit of saliva gathering in her mouth. Haha. This is going to be fun. Payback time for that kiss, grinned Naruto. Ino snapped out of her staring and looked away so that she wasn't looking at him directly. Don't flatter yourself. You ain't that special. I've seen better. Her statement would have more merit if she wasn't still blushing and occasionally stealing quick glances to his body. Are you sure? I think I saw you droll a bit earlier. It's okay. I won't tell anyone. This will be our little secret, winked Naruto. Shut up, idiot. Don't just stand there. Get dressed already, responded Ino while trying to give him a stern glare, but it wasn't working. Naruto laughed and turned towards his bedroom and put on some regular black t-shirt and some pants. He walked out and saw Ino sitting on his couch. Well, she certainly made herself at home, thought Naruto. He didn't care. This is Ino after all. She doesn't ask. She just takes what she wants. So, what do you want, Ino? Missed me already? Oh, how come you have a key to my apartment? Questioned Naruto. Ino turned towards him and was disappointed to see Naruto fully dressed. Her show was ruined, cried Ino in her mind. Don't push your luck. I just came by to tell we're having a gathering to welcome you back to the village. All of the rookies are coming. We are going to meet up at a Kimichi's barbecue restaurant at 8. And no excuses. If you don't get there on time, I will come for you and drag you there myself, glared Ino. Seriously? You didn't have to do that for me. I was going to pay everyone a visit tomorrow, but this is actually better. I'll be there, no doubt about that. You didn't answer my last question. Why do you have my key? Responded Naruto. Oh, Tsunade gave it to me one day. I asked her to give it to me so that I could clean your apartment. I didn't want you to come back home and sleep in a dirty apartment, said Ino in a calm manner. I see. That was very nice of you. You've been doing a lot of nice things for me lately. First lunch, then this gathering, and to top it all off, you've been taking care of my apartment. I don't know what to say. I'll make it up to you. I promise, responded a mildly shocked and surprised Naruto. Why would Ino be this nice to me all of a sudden? We were never actually close. She certainly changed a lot, thought Naruto. It's okay. You don't have to do anything. You've already done enough for me, for all of us. You deserve a break once in a while, smiled Ino. Naruto smiled back. This was nice to him. Nobody ever helped him and showed him this kind of kindness apart from back on Erosenin and Gigi. It felt good. He felt warm. Anyway, my job is done. I need to go home and prepare for this evening. I will see you later in the evening. Take care, Naruto. See ya, said Ino, who was already walking out of his apartment. Bye, Ino. See ya, responded Naruto with a wave. I guess I should also prepare and look in my closet what I have to wear. Later in the evening, a Kimichi restaurant. Where is that idiot? Questioned an irritated Kiba. Calm down, Kiba. He's not late yet. He still has a couple of minutes. He knows what will happen if he will be late, said Ino with an evil smirk. Troublesome blonde, said Nara lazily. What was that, Shika? I couldn't hear you. Speak up, said Ino with a glare. All right, everybody, let's calm down. No reason to get angry with one another. I'm sure Naruto will come any minute now. Let's catch up in the meantime. It's been a while since we last gathered like this, said Niji in his stoic manner. They spend the next few minutes waiting for Naruto, chatting and joking around. 8 p.m. sharp, the door to the restaurant opened, and in came Naruto. He wore a black muscle t-shirt, with some blue swirls covering the edges of the shirt. He wore simple black with some hint of red shinobi pants. His headband was tied around his shoulder, allowing his hair to fall down freely across his forehead. All in all, he looked good judging by the looks he was receiving from the female patrons in the restaurant. Hey guys, long time no see, said Naruto using his foxy grin to avoid any beating for leaving for 2 years. Naruto, they all yelled. They stood up and went towards him to properly greet him, using man hugs, and for the girls some awkward hugs. How you've been, man. You certainly had us worried. If it weren't for Tsunade telling us you were training, we would have sent out a search party for you. Idiot. Next time leave a message, growled Kiba in the end. But there was no malice in the end, just playfulness. They all took a seat so that they can more comfortable while they talk. Naruto took the seat between Ino and Chuji. Across from him were seated Shikamaru, Tamari, who was leaning on his shoulder, and Shino. To the right side of the table were Lee, who was barely containing his youthfulness, Niji, and Tintin, who seemed to be very comfortable with each other. On the left side were Kiba, Hinata, who Naruto noticed wasn't as shy as before. She was still blushing, mind you, but not as much as before. With them was also Sai, who was smiling and not his fake smile but his real smile. Just another person who was changed by the child of prophecy. Yeah, sorry about that. Everything happened so quickly. I came home from that war celebration and next thing I knew I was summoned to the realm of the toads. They told me that my training wasn't finished, and that this is a path that all sages of the toads need to take. Responded Naruto with a tinge of regret in his voice for leaving his friends without a proper goodbye. Typical. Whenever you leave, it's because of training. The training trip with Lord Jiraiya, the mission to get Tsunade, the mission to conquer your bijou, and now this. Will you ever stop trying? You know, it's hard for us mortals to keep up with you. Responded Kiba in a fake hurt manner. Haha, I can't help it. Training is relaxing and fun for me. It's not my problem you can't keep up, mutt, said Naruto with a smirk on his face. The two friends glared at each other, but it lacked the aggression. They relented a few moments later and just laughed, while others joined them. Anyway, it's good to have you back. Gaara and Kankuro will be thrilled to hear of your return. You were sorely missed. This place needed some color back. It was getting kinda boring and this lazy idiot wasn't any better, said Temari while sending a glare to Shikamaru, who just shrugged his shoulder and let out a sigh. Thanks, Temari. I'm guessing you two finally got together, huh? It's about time, if you ask me. You certainly were stubborn about this whole relationship thing, said Naruto in a happy tone. Yeah, it's been 2 years now. We realized after the war that pretty much anything can happen, so we went for it. After a year, Shikamaru asked me to move to Konoha. With some negotiation with Gaara, I was assigned as a permanent ambassador for Konoha. Yep, life has been great so far. How about you? Seeing someone, or have you found her already? Said Temari while sending a look towards Ino which Naruto caught. He blushed and tensed a bit, but nobody noticed except Shikamaru, Shino and Niji. They looked at each other and smiled. Well, Shino just raised his eyebrow. Ino was in the same position. She was finding her lap very interesting and she was fidgeting a bit. Lee, who was going to explode, because of all the pin-up youthfulness, decided to shout his opinion. Yash Naruto-kun, your fire of youth is burning as bright as ever. I would love to test my youth against yours. If I lose, I'm going to run around Konoha 1,000 times, and if I can't finish, yelled Lee in his normal manner. They tuned him out for the time being, at least until he stops describing his ridiculous training. Naruto and Ino were just glad to change the subject. That's great, Lee. I would love to spar against you, responded Naruto with a kind smile directed towards his energetic friend. Lee responded with an equal smile. Anyway, guys, I'm dying to know what you've been up to. Judging by Ino's fantastic progress, I can't wait to hear of your exploits, said Naruto. Ino blushed slightly at his subtle compliment, but she recovered fast. I'll go first, interject Kiba. I'm a Jounin. I'm in charge of my own tracker team. My team is one of the best in the village, just behind my sister's. And I'm dating the prettiest girl in the village. With that, he gently squeezed Hinata's hand and gave her a loving smile. Naruto looked at them and saw the love. He would still have to talk to Hinata about the whole confession thing, but that can come later. I'm happy for you guys. You deserve it, smiled Naruto. Ano, I'm a Jounin and I'm helping in the hospital. I'm helping them with the studies about healing creams and lotions. I'm also helping my sister, Hanabi, become a good clan head, said Hinata with a slight stutter in her voice. Naruto smiled at her and gave her a compliment. Sai went next. I'm the leader of the root program which Tsunade approved. We are collaborating with her and her ANBU. I made some changes to the program. I molded it after the ANBU but still retained some of the features from before, said Sai with a small smile. Wow, not bad, Sai. Always knew you had it in ya, said Naruto with pride. Thanks, Dickless, teased Sai. Naruto gave him a hard look and glared at him. Everyone just laughed at their bickering. Some things never change, they all thought. Since I already talked about myself, I think Nara here would love to pick things up. Right, Nara? Said Temari while sending some motivation towards Shikamaru ribs. Troublesome. I'm a Jounin and I help Dad in the intelligence and strategy department. And I have to take care of a troublesome girlfriend? Responded Shikamaru. Oh, shut up. You know you love me, you big oaf. said Temari while giving him a kiss on the cheek. Everyone smiled at their affection. They certainly are a weird couple, thought the rookies. Chuji went up next, who was no longer fat as before. He was still rough around the edges, but much better than before. I'm also a Jounin, and I'm in charge of my own Jinin team. They are a lively little bunch. They bicker a lot, but they've got potential. My dad also started to train me to become the clan head. He thinks I'll be ready in a few years. I'm also dating someone, but that's a secret for now, said Chuji. Damn, Chuji. That's a lot to take in. You certainly were busy, smiled Naruto. Thanks, man. We all can't be heroes, so we've got to content ourselves with normal, mortal stuff, said Chuji with a smirk. The others joined him. Haha, very funny, Chuji. You are all heroes in my eyes, you know that, smiled Naruto. They gave him a smile in return. It's nice to be appreciated. Yash, my turn. I'm also a Jounin and have my own team. They are all shinning with the power of youth, yelled Lee, prideful of his team. Naruto smiled and told him he would love to meet his team. Shino decided to end his quiet time. Hello, Naruto. I'm also a Jounin and a poison specialist. Tsunade founded a new department for poison research and put the Aburame clan in charge. My father is the head of the department, and I'm his assistant, and next in line to take charge, Shino said in a stoic manner. Phew, Shino. Busy as a bee, huh? Smirked Naruto. Shino nodded at his little joke. Tintin took charge. I'm a Jounin also. I'm the leading weapon specialist in the village. But I'm not like the rest of these maniacs. I took a job in the academy to teach kids the value and importance of weapons. I like the simple things in life, said Tintin with a bit sadness, because of not achieving as much as her other peers. Tintin, that's awesome. I always respected teachers ever since I met Irika-sensei. Don't sell yourself short. What you've achieved is nothing to snort at. You should be proud of yourself. I know I am, said Naruto with a big smile. Tintin brightened and thanked him for the show of confidence. Niji took hold of her hand and smiled at her. Naruto noticed this. Another couple, huh? I'm away for 2 years and you are all paired up, said Naruto. Well, not everyone. Ino is still free, teased Temari. Shut up, you big blonde bimbo, blushed and glared Ino. Ha ha ha, Naruto just laughed at their bickering and so did others. Naruto saw that there was no anger present in their arguing. The others were used to this, and they knew they were good friends. Well, I guess I'm last. You know what they say. Keep the best for last, joked Niji. Holy shit, did Niji just make a joke? Shouted a shocked Naruto. Others just laughed at his expression. They've gotten used to the new Niji. Shut up. I wasn't that bad before, said Niji in a hurt manner, but was still smiling. Yes, you were. Remember, you had that huge stick in your ass, smirked Naruto. The table started shaking because of the laughter. He has a point, Niji. You were pretty stuck up, said Kiba, still snickering. Others nodded in approval. Yeah, that's in the past now. Anyway, I'm a Jounin and the head of the branch family. I'm helping Hinata teach Hanabi how to run a clan. I must say, Hanabi will make a great clan head. Ever since she started hanging around with Konohamaru, she certainly changed. She mellowed out and became more humble, good qualities for a leader to have, said Niji. Konohamaru, huh? That sounds like him. I wonder what he did, said Naruto. I must say, guys, you've blown me away with your achievements. I'm proud of all you guys. It looks like I have to catch up to all of you, huh? I'm still a measly Genin, said Naruto, hurt by his rank. Ino raised an eyebrow. I thought he was Jounin, since he wore a Jounin jacket. She filed that away for later. His friends laughed at his predicament. Haha, the hero of Konoha and Elemental Nation still a Genin. That's just priceless, laughed Kiba. Bite me, mutt, responded Naruto with a friendly glare. They laughed for a couple of moments. So, I'm sure we've all been dying to find out about your training. So, fire away, Naruto, said Niji after he calmed down. Others nodded and paid close attention on his next words. Naruto told them all about what he did, his training with the toads, training his elements and seals. To say they were shocked would be an understatement. They knew he would get stronger, but this was insane. Nobody could improve that much in such a short time. But then again, this is Naruto we're talking about. He makes the impossible possible. With that, the evening ended. They each went their own way. The last ones there were Temari, Shikamaru, and Ino. Naruto. It's time to go, Shika. I'm tired, said a tired Temari. Shikamaru nodded and took her hand. They waved at their friend and said goodbye. Well, I guess it's just you and me, huh, Ino? Said Naruto. Ino smiled. Let me walk you home. It's been a long day. Thanks, Ino. I appreciate it. They walked towards her home in a blissful silence. Ino decided to ask a question. Hey, Naruto. Humed Naruto. You said you weren't Jounin. Then how come you were wearing a Jounin flak jacket? Questioned Ino. Oh, that wasn't my jacket. It was a memento from my father. It's one of the few things I have left that remind me of him, said Naruto, who had a small smile on his face. You know who your parents are? Said a shocked Ino. Naruto nodded. Yes, I knew for a while now. I found out before the war, actually, said Naruto. Seriously, how come you never told us? Don't you trust us? Questioned Ino, slightly hurt by his decision. Of course I trust. I trust you with my life. But it was too risky back then. My heritage would bring more harm than good. So I kept it for myself until everything settled down, responded Naruto hastily, not wanting to offend and anger Ino. Well, everything's settled down now. I'm all ears, smirked Ino. Now, where's the fun in that? Let's make a game out of it. If you manage to find out the identity of at least one of my parents, I will teach you one of my techniques. The time limit is 1 week. If you lose, I get to. You know what? Let's keep it a surprise. I promise it won't be something perverted, and you can always say, and oh, if you don't like my idea, said Naruto. Ino pouted, because she really wanted to know about his parents. But she would content herself with a little game. I mean, how hard can it be to find out about his parents, thought Ino. If you only knew, Ino. I don't like it, but okay. If you say so, said Ino. Great. There are no rules. You can use whatever means necessary to find the necessary information, said Naruto. Ino nodded, liking the sound of that. They were so engrossed in their conversation, they didn't even realize they were standing in front of Ino's house. Well, this is it. I'll see you later, Ino. Sweet dreams, said Naruto. Likewise, Naruto. And thank you for walking me home. That was sweet of you, said Ino, who gave him a small hug. She turned towards her house. She turned back and saw Naruto still standing at the same spot, stunned because of the hug. She smiled at him and went inside. Man, she's hugging me a lot lately, said Naruto with a smile. With that, he started walking back towards his home, reminiscing about today's events. He couldn't help but think, if every day is going to be so good. And that's a wrap. Next chapter, some training. Ino searching for information, basically the development of their relationship.